That was not in rhythm.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? So this is the introduction to our podcast. It is going to be outnumbered
Outnumbered
or outed, whichever way you want to look at it.
because we're outnumbered as disciples,
Yep.
followers, believers
Followers.
of Christ.
Yes, sir. We're going to start off with simple, small introductions between us, names, and a little bit of background.
Let you know who we are and what
Yeah.
we're doing, and
You know, if you want to throw in where you're from, that works too.
You want me to start?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Richard Savage, and been a welder for a long time. Got married and got a bunch of kids, and lived a kind of crazy life, and now I'm living for Jesus. We're doing this podcast, Gain More Brothers.
yeah, right on. I'm Nathan Brock. I work on laundry equipment and get interrupted by phones.
Sorry.
I'm in the Army, so we can talk some military stuff. But yeah, trying to make more disciples. That's really what we're here for, and we're here to sharpen the iron. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah,
So my name is Gabe Bagwell. I am married. I'm a father to two as of right now. I'm gaining another girl come later this year.
Glory.
Yes, sir.
Glory.
Getting pretty outnumbered in my household.
That's right. I am outnumbered.
Yeah, I mean, I at least got my boy, so he is there with me. But I do power line, tree trimming, clearance, whatever. I cut trees. It's fun. It's hot. It does suck from time to time. Go ahead and throw this out there. You know, I am the preacher's son, so I do have the inside in that life. I always like to say I did live my life to the fullest. We all do have past, obviously. But yeah, man, I mean, just wanting to even just introduce Jesus to people who haven't, maybe not have heard about Jesus, or even not just, we're not always going to do a Bible study, be able to just give some insight into people's lives, maybe it's just from watching us, maybe we can show a little bit of discipline, maybe it's mentorship,
yep.
So,
We can help one person out.
yes, sir.
It'll make a difference.
Yes, sir.
The internet's powerful. We're taking advantage of it.
Yep. I mean,
That's pretty much it, man.
yeah. I mean, we're all avid podcast,
Yeah.
YouTube
Shout
listeners,
out,
watchers.
Shout out to Unashamed.
Yep.
Them Robertson boys.
That's
yeah.
right.
I think that's one of the biggest influences.
Yeah.
I mean, I always talk about, with y'all, I do talk about the Jocko podcast and the 3 of 7 with Chad Wright. But just because they've been influential in my life as well. So
Yeah.
I guess that's a little bit of an introduction.
We're gonna touch on subjects that people don't really want to talk about, but they're problems that are hindering people from getting to Christ. Worldly problems, as we like to call them, and I think it's a slew of them today, wouldn't you?
Yeah. The demasculinity of men that's happening in America right now.
Sorry.
Not that you have to be a crazy beastly man, but you
No.
should lead your household in a good way.
I mean, you don't always want to have you don't always want to show those crazy emotions,
Yeah.
the anger and
Yeah. Try to.
you don't always
better.
got to be a monster,
Yeah. Try
you
to
can
be
you
better.
can you can definitely show some emotions.
Okay.
I'm not
Checking
saying
on
you-
our camera.
Yeah, I mean, I know you ain't got to be a crybaby, but
Yeah.
we don't want to do that. But
Yeah.
emotions don't hurt. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and I we talked about tonight already. Before this was the intimacy of a brotherhood, and most people they look at that as honestly sexual. They don't
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah,
as,
it's sick because
Yeah.
if I look at my fellow man and say, "Hey man, I love you, man. I appreciate everything you've done for me,"
someone from the
someone would
outside.
go like, "That's weird. Don't tell me
Yeah.
you love me."
Well, we have people in the world, and then have a friend is good, but call another man a brother
It's a big difference.
is
Yeah.
you can depend on, you can rely on, they can rely on you and talk about stuff, and
Sorry.
If there's any scripture that's going to lay the foundation for
Yes, sir.
everything we talk about, it's Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Wisdom from God. He spoke wisdom. He gave it to us in text. This is for accountability for other men, women for other women, for believer for other believer. That's what it's about. And we're all learning. You're never not going to learn enough because we are finite. He is infinite. So
Yeah. Well, I mean,
amen.
knowledge is always sought after.
it's sought
I
after,
mean,
man.
you never know everything. If you claim to, then
You're
that's
an
when it
arrogant
starts.
prick.
Well, not just that, but you start getting into that. It's just like my job. If you claim to know everything about tree work, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt yourself.
Welding,
But,
Yeah.
the right knowledge is what we need to seek for.
Oh yeah, and it's obviously
And we're rolling.
a little bit of technical difficulties.
We'll edit all this
We'll,
out.
we'll work
We're
out
getting
the
there.
flaws.
We're good.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just going through life and having that brotherhood. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's something that's always sought out. Just just like I said about knowledge a while ago, because some guys maybe they didn't have a father figure or a man to bring them up. Maybe they other circumstances they were. Maybe a single mother was raising them, and maybe all the aspects of life
How we
didn't
looking,
go away
Michael?
with it. Yeah, we're good.
All right.
But
I got to edit all that's fiddling out.
that's fine. Like I was saying though about and I'm not downing a single parent, single mother household. I'm just simply saying sometimes you don't, as a man, you don't gain everything you might have wanted to, and so
Yeah.
you're always seeking that man figure, a father figure.
Oh yeah.
Whether it is through something in this format, video, social media. I mean, social media rules the world right now, anyways.
Yeah. But
Yes.
it's typical now for men to. We good? It's typical for men now to pretty much grow up in a home where they kind of just figure it out on their own.
There's some type of separation usually.
Even when the father is there,
Yeah.
there's a disconnect.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
that relies on the foundation in which that home is built on. And if the
Yep.
foundation of the house is built on Christ, it's not going to reflect.
Yeah.
So you can't expect a kid to ought to do this if you're
Yeah.
not showing them
Well,
hey,
we're
it's right here.
Yeah, we're to lead by example, and if you take that into your children, obviously we're not here to tell everybody how to raise their kids.
No, 'cause
but this is
you
just
learn every day.
Oh, dude, I
Something
still ain't
different.
figured it
Here's a
out.
disclaimer, okay? We're not CPS.
Still ain't figured it out. No, I still ain't figured out how to raise my kids. I'm winging it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
through the Bible.
Mine go from 24 to 14 to 12 to 2. I ain't figured it out yet.
I say I got small ones.
Yeah.
So
We've got some wisdom on this podcast.
we got old gray beard down there.
Old gray beard.
Old Graybeard's going to help us out.
Yeah,
That's right.
give some insight into this world. The old
That's
way.
right. That's right.
We got a little bit of the new way, but
That's right.
But a big thing I wanted to let y'all know, and whoever y'all is right now, we are inspired to help others. We're inspired by God to help others, and we're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to have merchandise. We're just getting started, but the
It's a
time
slow
is now.
roll.
That's right. The time is now. We'll have some other guests on, some other guys in our little friend group. I say little friend group like we're just some chumps trying to talk about Jesus, but no, it's big. It's
Yeah.
a big big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like you said earlier. It's going to be the topics that don't nobody want to talk about.
That's right.
Not just Jesus based. I mean, it is based from Jesus, but it's not just going to be that. I want to be able to talk about men's mental health.
Yeah.
How can you talk about mental health on a biblical worldview? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's right
But
there.
that's where we're coming with a biblical outlook.
Yeah.
Yep.
because we read the Bible and
Yeah.
try to study and learn,
And we'll
live
be
life.
as much as we can. We'll be
'Cause-
transparent enough,
yeah,
as we
'cause-
can be, because we're gonna fall short. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you I'm gonna fail somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna like what I say.
Yeah, this isn't an educational podcast. This is more of
by no
a
means.
regular conversation podcast.
Bunch of rambling.
We're not scholars by any means. I'm in school, but we're young Christians.
I'm an old Christian.
We've been at the we've been
I'm
at
not young.
we've been at the faith, but we're always learning more.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, we're going to talk about stuff that I think would help anybody grow.
Oh yeah. I mean, and we'll probably grow through it. And,
I remember when there wasn't an internet. I'm not even that
He
old.
had the Walkman.
I mean, I wasn't
I
there
did
for that.
on the bicycle.
I
with a
wasn't there for
Walkman.
that. I mean, we still played
Oh,
outside.
I had the boombox too,
Yeah.
man.
Well, we still played outside when I was
Oh,
a kid.
yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
could tell by the bicycles in the yard.
We used to get
Um,
took outside, lock the doors, don't come back in.
I mean, the only thing I had was just an Xbox growing up. I didn't really have internet. I wasn't allowed to have Wi-Fi. I don't think. I don't
I
know what was
remember-
going on there.
Does anybody know what Wi-Fi stands for?
I did.
No, sir, I do not.
There's your foundation of knowledge on this podcast.
But I remember when the Nintendo first came out, the first one.
Yeah, I don't even think I
So-
played one of them until I was in my teenage years.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah,
We're gonna have some fun. That's the
we're
that's the
excited.
thing.
Oh yeah.
I hope people enjoy it. I hope people watch it. I hope at least one person gets delivered.
It's going to be more relatable for the everyday man.
Yeah.
Because we have people we look up to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get up 4 o'clock in the morning, go to work. That's what we do.
Well, that wraps it up. We'll be back for another episode. This is Outnumbered Podcast, and thank you for watching.
You outed.
Yes, sir.
1, 2,